This is considered an intermediate to advanced method of cardiovascular fitness training. The setup requires intermittent periods of increased intensity alternated with periods of lower intensity or absolute rest. This will greatly enhance your fitness levels over time, greatly increase the amount of energy you burn during a workout, and increase the potential for fat burning from your exercise. The perceived rate of exertion scale is rated from 1 to 10, 1 being at rest, 2 to 3 being light activity, which is easily maintainable for a long period of time, 4 to 6 most likely meaning some form of exercise which again is quite light in nature, 7 to 8 being very vigorous, which is on the edge of being uncomfortable, having a shortness of breath, finding it hard to hold a conversation. Scale of 9 is something that is very hard and only possible to maintain for a short period of time, most likely less than a minute. And finally, a maximal effort is a rating of 10. This is the absolute greatest effort possible. The overview of your interval training workout. Always start with a 5-minute progressive warm-up, slowly bringing yourself up from a 1 to a 5 to 6 out of 10 on the perceived rate of exertion scale. From here, you will then do intermittent periods of hard work and then back down to either complete rest or active rest, which is low perceived rate of exertion training, depending on what is dictated by your program. You can see the peaks represent the high intensity periods. Once you are fit, you want these to be a perceived rate of exertion of 8 or above. As you are starting to slowly get into these workouts, you may want to start a little lower and build into these high intensity efforts over the weeks. At the end, gradually and gently cool down and finish with a stretch. Methods for interval training. Choose whatever form of aerobic activity you would like. Running, cycling, swimming, rowing, stair climbing, boxing, cross training, anything that you can think of which constitutes aerobic activity. Always begin with progressive 5-minute warm-up, bringing yourself up to a perceived rate of exertion between 4 and 6. Once you've moved into workout mode, you're going to alternate time periods. The high intensity periods, once we are fit, should be above an 8. The low intensity periods should be less than a 4. If your program calls for complete rest, this means you will stop altogether. However, most programs will ask you just to complete some active rest, which is equivalent to a 2 to 3 out of 10. The essence of this training method is to push yourself very hard, i.e. to lose the ability to hold a conversation for a set period of time, which is generally between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. This is your high intensity period. You will then spend a similar amount of time, give or take, bringing your heart rate back down and recovering so that you can repeat the hard work cycle again for the set number of repetitions that are given in your program. You'll continue on, hopefully until you've completed all the intervals. Again, if you can't complete all the intervals in your first program, that is totally fine. You just need to work into it over a number of sessions. Finish with stretches, but remember, don't stop suddenly. Bring yourself down slowly by having a slow walk or cycle or whatever it is you may be doing until your heart rate and your breathing starts to recover to a more restful state. After that, begin your stretches and your workout is over. Enjoy your workout. Again, make sure that you're breathing throughout the workout in good control, taking long, deep breaths. This is especially important when you're doing the high intensity efforts. Please don't underestimate the difficulty of these workouts. Especially in your first few workouts, you might like to start just below the given perceived rate of exertion. Once you've got a good feel for how hard these exercise sessions are, then you can start to push a little harder. There's no rush and you can take your time to get better at these. If you experience any dizziness or lightheaded, you need to discontinue and seek medical advice.